Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel Learn with Aisha. I hope you all are having a great time. Let us start with the stomatic nervous system. As we have covered in the previous class, the two kind of reflex action, such as simple or the natural reflexes and conditional or which is the voluntary reflex action. So today we are going to cover with the reflexes somatic nervous system. So this somatic nervous system consists of cranial nerve and the spinal nerve. So what are this cranial or the spinal nerve? How we are going to differentiate among this? This cranial nerve, it has 12 pairs emerging from different parts of the brain, such as olfactory, optic, auditory are the nerve, sensory nerve, and this nerve going to eye muscles are motor nerves, whereas they have sensory fibers from taste receptors such as in the tongue, the touch receptors in the skin, pain receptors in the skin, and I have motor fibers going to the facial muscles or to the gland. These are nothing but the called as the cranial nerves, whereas as you can see here in the picture, just a second. As you can see here, these are the cranial nerve. I hope you are able to see this. Okay, these are nothing but the cranial nerves. As you can see here, 12 pairs, cervical nerves I have 8 pairs, and the thorax have now 12 pairs of nerve, lumbar have 5 pairs, scrotal have 5 pairs of nerve, and caudal nerve have one pair. As you can see here, from the spinal cord till here is the different pairs have been involved, and these and this nerve are involved in different sensory nerves such as motor nerve or intermediate nerve. To the spinal nerve now, it has totally 31 pairs and are mixed nerve. They form both sensory and motor fibers. Spinal nerve or the spinal cord by two roots. The dorsal root has a ganglia, and they enter from dorsal root and nerve and motor nerve fibers and leave the spinal cord, and both the root enter the gray matter and ends in the corresponding dorsal and ventral horns of the gray matter. As you saw in the previous picture, that is in the spinal cord and the spinal nerves, where they have different nerves. Each pair have been different number of nerves have been involved, and this they are nothing but the mixed of both sensory and the motor fibers. This is the small topic of the somatic nervous system, and these both are involved in different direction where it takes place. So now one more topic, which is the smallest topic, which we will cover with the nervous system, the total whole unit of nervous system. If you have forgotten or if you have missed the previous class, you can just click on the description which is given below about the previous classes, and you can catch the full topic. Okay, let us start with the autonomic nervous system. Okay, so autonomic nervous system carries this motor impulses from the central nervous system, to the internal organ and control their activities, and these impulses produce the involuntary response that are not under the conscious condition or the control. For example, the gland in the stomach pours out the digestive juice, or the heart start beating fast without any voluntary a decision or without any voluntary action. And this autonomic nervous system comprised of change of ganglia which lies on the either side of the vertebral column close to the either side of the spinal cord. They are connected with the some neuron in the spinal cord. The main function of this nervous autonomic nervous system is the primarily a motor system. It is the primarily motor system where it controls the functioning of heart muscles, smooth muscles of the blood, and such as the functioning of respiratory muscles and reproductive tract. That means the reproductive tract which is been very eh, important for this thing, and this can be based on the function, and based on this vertebral column and neuron the involuntary response. The autonomic nervous system is being divided into two categories. One is the sympathetic nervous system and the other one is parasympathetic nervous system, where the sympathetic pathetic called as the stimulatory effect. These are nothing but the inhibitory effect. So sympathetic nervous arises from the thorax and lumbar region of the spinal cord, and whereas the parasympathetic it arises from the brain, vertical cervical and the cervical region of the spinal cord. So both origin or the arises are different. The sympathetic ganglia forms a change of running parallel and close to the spinal cord, whereas it lies close to or within the targeted organs. Third, it has stimulatory effect on body organs. It has inhibitory or calming effect on body organs. That means it's going to stimulate, it's going to give response, whereas this it's going to inhibit or in order to stop those responses. The fourth differences is prepares the body for adverse situation. That means it helps to prepare the body during any emergency condition to get adjusted, whereas this bring the body activities back to the normal status. It helps to sustain in such situation, whereas this helps to bring back the body into its normal response or normal state or in a condition where it acts and responds normally. So this are the help with this help we are going to understand how this nervous system and each part of the body or each organ responsible to maintain the normal environment within a body. Such drastic changes occur when there is a disturbance inside the body, and during that one or the defect lead out into the disorders. As you can see here in the picture, where it shows the nervous system, sympathetic nervous system on the one side and the parasympathetic nervous system on the other side, and how this every organ is being responsible for every stimulus action. As you can see here is the change of ganglia lying close to the spinal cord from here to till here, and each is being responsible for each function. You can just have a close look where it gives you the exact function, how kidney, lungs, bronchitis, heartbeat decreases, salivation increases, heartbeat increase, when it's going to increase, when it's going to decrease. Just have a look. And how this kidney releases the adrenaline hormone during such, and how does glycogen is converted into glucose in the liver. Gastric and pancreatic activities inhibited in the in the stimulatory effect, and in the inhibitory effect how gastric and pancreatic activities are stimulated. Bladder constrict, persistence how takes place, all those things can be understand by this. Just have a look so that. Okay, with this we are going to end with our chapter nervous system. Thank you for the support which you have shown, guys. Please keep on supporting so that we can improve a lot. As you all know that if you share your knowledge, you can also gain the more knowledge. So please don't forget to share this video with your friends or with your students or with everybody who do those who are in need. So thank you for supporting. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and all the best for your future. Thank you. Bye bye.